Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Okay, hello to those of us who are here in Pilchul after morning minyan at Temple Beth Am. Hello to those who are on Zoom. Hello and good morning to anyone who might be watching on Facebook Live, on my page, or on the Temple Beth Am profile. And hello and whatever proper salutations are due to anyone who's listening to this asynchronously on the Temple Beth Am podcast. It's Friday morning. Wasn't able to do this last Friday, so back again to claim some moments for ourselves of quiet focus. Right, that there's an ongoing paradox that we talk about all the time in meditation, that if we have too much expectation that it be a utilitarian experience where we're going to get something from it, we're probably not going to get much from it. And if we expect very little from it, there's a good chance we're going to get something from it. And I want to actually lean into that a little bit in terms of our focus for today's meditation. So I'm sure you've heard this week and kind of every week in Hanukkah, we say it in the paragraph after lighting candles. The major difference between the Hanukkah candles and the Shabbat candles, or the Shabbat candles we're supposed to use. Think of it in a pre-electric era. The only way you had light at your Shabbat table was because of the Shabbat candles. And regarding Hanukkah candles, Ein lanu reshut lehishtamesh behem, we have no right to use them, ela lirotam bilvad, but rather just to look at them. It's an interesting frame. It's an interesting frame for Hanukkah, and think about why it is the case that the Hanukkah candles had that status. And I think it's also an interesting frame to think about other things and lights and people in our world, because we are naturally and constantly looking at situations and asking ourselves, even unconsciously, how can I derive benefit from it? What can I get out of this person? What can I get out of this light? And that stops us from being able to step back and just beholding. So Hanukkah, apart from the reasons why the Hanukkah candles are in that direction, can be an exercise in beholding, in watching, in being present. Not because you're going to get something, but because simply beholding and being present is in and of itself a holy act. So that's very meditative. So I actually want us to meditate on that meditative notion. So when you're ready, if you haven't already, please close your eyes. And if you haven't already, please place your feet flat on the ground. Or if you're sitting at home on a low cushion, just ground yourself so that you have a clear sense of the connection between you and exactly what's underneath you. And descend into that wonderful place of eyes closed, not for slumber, but for a very different kind of being awake. You can place your hands on your legs face down, a gentle embrace of yourself, or place them face up, which is a physical sign of openness, connecting to your open heart and your open mind to this experience. And just for a few moments, with no context, no words, no theme, no specific intent, just hold this position and breathe into it. Breathe through it. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Perhaps each breath getting a little bit deeper, a little more luxurious, a little sweeter, guiding you down into a serene, poised rest. Ein lanu reshut lehishtamesh behem. We do not have permission to use them. Ela lirotam bilvad. Rather simply to gaze upon them. Those lines are about a candle. What else are they about in your life? Things about which you might think you have the right to use, to extract from, to gain, to exploit. But really all you must do is behold. Is it your child? Is it a moment of beauty that actually requires you to simply look at it rather than post it? What happens to our soul when we move from beholding to using for our own purposes? And what happens to our soul when we can reverse the direction? To stop the squeezing, the feverish need for everyone and everything to bring us something. But rather, lirotam bilvad, to look, to gaze, to behold, to be in wonder, and for that to be enough. Lirotam bilvad. Who is begging you just to look at them? What situation has nothing more to give you except the holiness of just observing it? Lirotam bilvad. When you're ready, you can start going back to the surface. Move your fingers and your toes. Return to an awareness of where you just were and also where you are now. Share the screen for those of you on Zoom. Say the closing meditation prayer 3 times together. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones, and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. Say to you all shalom, Shabbat shalom, Chag Hanukkah Sameach, Namaste. Have a good day.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.